Welcome back to the channel and good morning. This is Thomas Goes Nostalgic, and on this episode we're doing a retrospective of our Disney Afternoon Kellogg's toys. When Disney Plus debuted the new Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers movie, I went in with little to no expectations. But after watching it, I must say, it is one of my new favorite films that Disney has released. It had a very Who Framed Roger Rabbit vibe, mixing tons of different Disney characters and in similar Who Framed Roger Rabbit form, integrated non-Disney franchises as well. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers took the idea of mixing not only franchises, but going a step further and combining hand-drawn, CG, Uncanny Valley, stop-motion animation alongside live action. They even added in puppets to top it all off. After enjoying the film so much, it definitely tugged at those nostalgic heartstrings and made me start thinking of why I enjoyed this film so much. And this is because of my love of the Disney Afternoon. Now, the Disney Renaissance of animation was not just limited to the big screen, but the small screen as well. Any child of the 90s will remember getting home after school right on time to catch the Disney Afternoon lineup of animated shows. We were introduced to all new characters as well as having classic characters be introduced to a younger audience through more modern stories. And like any good Disney marketing machine, it was a great time to be a kid in the 90s because the Disney Afternoon promotions were awesome. In this retrospective, we're going to look at one of my favorites, the Kellogg Cereal Disney Afternoon figurine promotions.
It's hard to catch the Gummy Bears, but now you can, because one of these Gummy Bears is free inside specially marked boxes of Kellogg Smacks.
And first we have the Gummy Bears, a family of woodland bears living in the forest drinking gummy berry juice to fight for what's right. The Gummy Bears were one of the first of two shows considered part of the Disney Afternoon. The other show was the Woozles, which didn't last very long. From my research, the Gummy Bears were originally created because of then CEO of the Walt Disney Company, Michael Eisner, wanting to make a show based around his children's favorite candy. These Gummy Bears came in specially marked box of Pop cereal and were inside of the box. That's right, there was a time when us kids of the 90s would get a brand new box of cereal and stick our arms all the way inside to find the prize. This assortment includes Tummy Gummy, He Was Always Hungry, Gruffy Gummy, who was kind of the grumpy one but always was ready for a fight, and we have the younger Gummy Bears, Cubby Gummy, who loves seeking adventure, and Sunny Gummy, the generally positive, caring Gummy. These were a great selection, although I do wish we would have rounded out the family with Grammy and Zummy.
Stay tuned. The Disney Afternoon will return.
Okay, Scrooge, find the treasure.
Treasure? Start digging! Now buried in boxes of Kellogg's Rice Krispies, you can get one of these Ducktales figures.
And next up we have the Ducktales. This was the first attempt of taking classic characters known to an older audience and having them star in a new show to introduce to a new generation. Most Disney fans remember Scrooge maybe most notably from Mickey's Christmas Carol, but it was nice to see him more as a loving uncle for his nephews and niece, and not so much the money-loving duck, although he still loves his money. Did you know that Scrooge McDuck is the richest fictional character, beating out Bruce Wayne, Tony Stark, and Richie Rich? Let me know in the comments if you agree. The story took place in Duckburg, and we saw the Duck family go on all sorts of adventures, even getting their own Indiana Jones-style movie. In this assortment, we have some great representation from the cartoon. We have Scrooge McDuck, of course, holding his bag of money. This could have only been better if he was diving into a pile of gold. We have Louie wearing his signature green, Webby, who I think made her debut on the show, and my personal favorite, Gizmo Duck. He was kind of a clumsy superhero, but I loved every episode that featured him.
Stay tuned for more fun on the Disney Afternoon.
I hate this!
Don't worry, it's a short trip.
The Rescue Rangers have landed in Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, one free in specially marked boxes.
Next, we have the team that inspired this episode, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. This crime-fighting team were solving crimes and saving the day. Originally, this was going to be a show featuring mice, but in the end, we got a combination of both with 2 mice characters and bringing back the classic mischievous chipmunks, Chip and Dale. In the new film, I love the idea that Chip and Dale were actors in the Rescue Rangers show and how the cast went their separate ways. Seeing Dale get the CG animation surgery was hilarious and a nice little poke to purists that still prefer hand-drawn animation. Here we have Gadget Hackwrench, who designed all of the team's gear and gizmos, Monterey Jack, the cheese-loving muscle of the team. Chip is wearing his classic Indiana Jones-style outfit, and Dale with his Hawaiian shirt similar to Magnum P.I. as that show was still pretty popular in syndication at the time. The only character that we are missing is Zipper the Fly, but I imagine he definitely would have been a choking hazard due to his size.
The Disney Afternoon will return.
Don Carnage can't get them, but you can. Tailspin figurines, 1 free inside Kellogg's Fruit Loop.
And we have Tailspin, another show paying homage to classic animated Disney characters, mostly from the Jungle Book. Baloo the Bear making a return, along with some familiar faces like King Louie, only this time they're friends. The villainous Shere Khan, who plays more of a ruthless corporate bad guy, is the CEO of a corporation rightfully named Khan Industries. Baloo was a pilot for hire and flew that classic red and gold plane, the Sea Duck. We see Baloo go on several missions, getting caught in the crossfire of dogfights and battling with the likes of Don Carnage, a new character created for the show. Baloo still maintained that classic look, only this time he was wearing a shirt and a pilot's hat. We have Kit Cloud Kicker, who is pretty much a stand-in for Mowgli. He refers to Baloo as Papa Bear, and Baloo calls him Little Britches, which is a nice nod to the Jungle Book. Molly is the adorable little 6-year-old bear cub, and then we have the villainous Don Carnage. He is a wolf character and leader of a group of air pirates, and is the captain of a large ship called the Iron Vulture.
The fun continues when the Disney Afternoon returns.
I am the hero that quacks in the night. I'm Darkwing Duck.
You can join the adventure with Darkwing, Launchpad, and Goblin against Megavolt. All 4 characters free by mailing in.
Let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck is arguably Disney's first venture into superheroes, and I would argue the first attempt at a cinematic universe as the Ducks in Darkwing Duck and Ducktales cross over, especially with his partner Launchpad McQuack. It's all connected. This crime fighter was a normal dad by day, but at night suited up in purple to take down his extensive rogues gallery of formidable foes. His rogues gallery were pretty much inspired by most comic book villains, but if they were Disney animals. Quackerjack was a Joker-like character, Megavolt and Liquidator were similar to Spider-Man's Electro and Hydra Man, and Negaduck was reverse Darkwing, kind of like a reverse Flash, even sporting some of the same colors. With this assortment, we have Darkwing Duck in that iconic purple costume, Launchpad McQuack in that bomber jacket, we have Goslin, Darkwing Duck's daughter, and Megavolt, an electrified villainous rat. I actually had a figure of him that created sparks when you flicked the back. And these figurines were not found in the box, but rather you had to mail away proofs of purchase from Frosted Flakes to receive these figures.
The Disney Afternoon will be right back.
Anybody home? You goofs just dropping in? How Goofy can drop by your house. You can get 4 Goof Troop characters free when you mail in 2 proofs from Kellogg's Rice.
Another mail away with proofs of purchase from Rice Krispie Treats, we have Goof Troop. This might have been one of my favorite shows because we got to see classic character like Goofy going through the normal life of being a dad to his son Max. I also enjoyed reintroducing Pete and his son PJ. Although Pete could sort of be considered the antagonist to Goofy, we still got to see the softer side of Pete as he really wasn't such a bad guy. Undoubtedly, Goof Troop led to the cult classic of a Goofy movie, which in years has grown in popularity and ranked pretty high on most Disney fans' favorite Disney soundtracks. Did you think that almost 30 years later we would be seeing so much Powerline-inspired t-shirts and products? This set gives us 4 of the main characters, Goofy, Max, Pete, and PJ. Rollerblading and skateboarding were huge in the 90s, and of course we would get Max and PJ featured with inline skates and a skateboard. Goofy, the king of dad jokes, wearing that orange sweater that was specific to the show, and Pete dressing the part with his disheveled look as he was a used car salesman. Overall, this show was one of my favorites, because without Goof Troop, there truly would be no Goofy movie. And thank you for watching this retrospective, taking a look at one of my favorite cereal promotions of Kellogg's cereal and the Disney Afternoon figurines. If you remember these, let me know in the comments. I love reminiscing about all these great toy lines or promotions that made our childhood so amazing. If you like this content, hit that like button and subscribe and ring that bell so you get notifications of when I post my next episode. Until then, we'll catch you next time.